part, and in the corner of Anthony Hembrick, no such shade. His trainer Alan Smith and manager Arnie Rosenthal.
Hembrick is fighting like he's trying to apologize. He had Toney wide open that time to shoot a right hand, but he did not throw the punch. Has to fight with a little more ambition, Anthony Hembrick.
Well, speaking of ambition and talking to him before the fight, the last couple of days, he's talking about retiring at the end of this year. They have to wonder about his focus for a big fight like this on national television against the likes of Toney, but he's a very intelligent young man and decided that at his age, 29, that one more year will be enough in the pro ranks for him.
Tim, that's not a very good attitude, though, to go into a fight against the James
I
Toney.
agree.
This is the fight of his life. Not a good left hook by Toney. What's happening? Hembrick is not able to score with that left jab. Toney is able to counter it. He's not throwing a stiff left jab at all, Hembrick. Just shooting it out there.
We saw some of that in his last fight when he won this title from Rudy Nix. The jab was effective for him, but there wasn't much sting on it.
You can see
he cut Nix.
You can see Toney is flat-footed. He's looking to load up, and Hembrick is just flicking that left jab out there.
In the third round, Toney hasn't been bothered by the jab at all through the first three.
Hembrick has to hit Toney with a couple of solid punches to get his respect. Otherwise, Tony's going to walk right through him.
Right hand from Toney, a good one. That dropped Hembrick and backs him up. Chopping right from Toney, grazing the chin that time of Hembrick.
Toney is able to take liberties because Hembrick is doing nothing to make him respect him at all.
Good concentration on the part of James Toney. Eye on the target at all times and very relaxed looking. Under 30 seconds to go in the third. Short with a wild right hand, left hook back. Got a piece of Hembrick as he was pulling away.
Again, Tim, Hembrick is trying to jab and get out of the way at the same time, and he can't do that.
Coming to the end of round number 3 of the scheduled 12-rounder, live from Las Vegas.
Right, step back, step up.
James Toney, Anthony Hembrick. For the USBA light heavyweight crown, Toney in black, Hembrick in white. This is round number 4.
And Eddie Mustafa's instructions were very clear. Set him up and take him out. Sounded pretty simple.
Toney's been in 13 world title fights. Hembrick only 2. Lost in a WBO title try to Leonzer Barber, and then lost to Henry Maska, the outstanding German light heavyweight champion of the IBF. Going 12, but losing a decision to Maska.
Tim, despite putting on that 15 pounds from the weigh-in yesterday until today's fight, Toney looks pretty sharp to me, pretty alert, good defense, slipping punches, and countering very, very well. There's that good snapping jab of Toney's again.
How do you put on 15 pounds in less than 24 hours, Gil?
Well, what happens, Tim? He was dried out to the bone. He probably dried out for 48 hours. Didn't have any liquid in him at all. So anytime any liquid he puts in after the weigh, it just stays in his weight. And I never like to do that with a fighter. Should make him sluggish. But Toney does not look sluggish to me today. That was the first time that Hembrick threw a punch with bad intentions, but it missed.
Threw the right hand down the pipe, and Toney saw it coming. He comes back with a solid right hand.
And he hurt Hembrick with that right hand.
Step back. Let him go, Hembrick.
Hembrick got a left hand in, kind of a half a hook, half a jab, and
Come on.
knocked the knockdown, although it was a good punch from Toney. Toney looking to counter in the corner.
Right, step back. Let Let him go. Let him go.
He's always been a very good inside fighter, James Toney, with those good short punches.
He's a good all-around fighter, Tim. He's good. He's good on the outside, as he showed with Prince Charles William. Good strong puncher. In shape and under the proper discipline, he has it all. Again, Hembrick is not trying to counter. Toney's able to take free shot after free shot. Even when he misses, Hembrick doesn't counter.
Hembrick's been more in a backup mode here in the fourth round, as though he's looking to counter.
Let him go. Let him go.
The first couple of rounds, he at least was, as he was circling, he was coming in and out.
Punching it out there.
It's apparent that
Step back.
Toney
You're holding too much.
has gained plenty of respect here as we head to the end of round 4. This is round number 5 of a scheduled 12-round USBA light heavyweight battle, and Hembrick comes out firing here in the opening seconds. Toney just covering up.
And Hembrick's talking to Toney now. He's saying to him, come on. Maybe somebody woke him up in the corner.
Right.
He is the champion, Hembrick, even though the audience here, and I'm sure looking in on television, views Toney as not only the favorite here, but as the more distinguished of the two based on his 2 world championship battles. A troubled young man in terms of his own self-discipline and his relationships with the people around him. Fired his longtime trainer Bill Miller, replaced him with Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. And continuing discussion that maybe he's trying to offload the champion's manager, his manager Jackie Callan, at the end of her contract.
Well, Tim, in his interview that you did, it didn't sound to me as if he was going to unload Jackie Callan. But you never know.
Never know.
Don't hold him.
You can see the respect that Hembrick has for Toney.
Right.
A little too much on my informal scorecard here. I haven't given Hembrick a round. There's a good combination. Left and right both landed on Toney. He's definitely got Hembrick in reverse gear here these last couple of rounds.
Well, the only thing that could probably change this fight around is if this heat gets to Toney. Again, you see that clever movement of Toney. He moves that body, gets out of the way of punches very, very well. And he's able to set when he does that and counter with real hard punches.
Hembrick with a straight right hand. Luckily for Hembrick, it was the end of the punch.
It seemed like a glancing blow to me.
Well, it looked like it was the full extension of Toney's shorter arm. Did land, but had it been shorter, it would have finished him. But he's still wobbly here as he took that little left jab.
Big left jab.
Toney sensing the opportunity here, and Hembrick grabbing on.
Step back.
Again, you can see how Toney can load up because he can walk right through Hembrick. There's a good left hook by Toney.
And Hembrick wisely grabs on to Toney as he started to pour the ammunition on again. Down come the hands of Hembrick.
Good right hand by Toney again. And Hembrick is killing the clock. There's all that amateur experience coming out now.
Former Armed Forces champion, member of the U.S. Olympic team, started boxing when he was 10 years old, so he knows what to do in this circumstance, but he has simply survived the 5th round under the onslaught of Toney.
Can you continue?
Referee Richard Steele asking Hembrick if he can continue. He did. Go back into that action, see that punch that sent him down. You can see the full extension of the right hand of Toney. As you point out, was not a tremendous impact blow, but it was enough to send him down.
Hit him right on the point of the chin.
So the second knockdown scored by James Toney. He had Hembrick down in the second. And again, in the 5th round, Hembrick wisely hanging on near the closing seconds of the round to get himself into round number 6. Richard Steele, the referee, asked if he could continue, and he affirmed that he could. See how far he can go here in the 6th. He's not off his stool yet, and he's not going to get off. It's all over. Hembrick did not get off his stool to answer the bell for round 6.
Well, Tim, apparently what he said to you in the interview yesterday, he really meant he wanted to finish boxing without having too much damage.
Well, Anthony Hembrick has given up his USBA crown to James Toney, sitting on the stool. And you can see as he came around here, he's holding on to his crotch there as though he may have taken a blow there during the 5th round. I didn't see that occur, but evidently he was simply feeling that he was outclassed here. There was no point in going forward. Let's go back and look at the knockdown. That's the right hand that sent him down, landing on the point of the chin, but had he been a little closer to him, that would have been a knockout blow because it was a clean, unimpeded shot. Just simply